say blast, all our tires. Look, it's a surprise, don't deny us.
Beautiful people, welcome back to another life-changing, life-altering installment of Tea Time with Ayek. We don't always drink tea, but honey, believe me when I tell you we spilled the tea. My name is Ayek, and you're welcome to a new series on the channel called In Review. Basically, every Sunday we're going to be sitting down and unpacking some web series, some show, some popular cultural trend, and tying it back to societal issues, societal norms, and how I feel it can apply to our life. So for the next, 6 or 7 weeks, I'm going to be reviewing a web series called Love Like This on Indani TV. Indani TV is essentially a digital media platform primarily on YouTube and Instagram. They have all these original series, and one of the original series that stood out to me is Love Like This, because there's a lot of things that I've pulled out so far that I really think we can discuss and apply to our life or connected to our life. I've been a fan of Indani TV for a really long time. I came across Indani TV through Skinny Girl in Transit, and that was around the time I was getting ready to move to Lagos. So I was feeling like, okay, I'm about to be like Tiwa and Mide, like, you know, that kind of vibe. Watch this video to show that, yeah, I was living in a movie world, a fantasy world, and I was quickly shown that, babe, it's a web series. It's not real life. So because I don't want us to sit here all night, I am gonna go get my notes, because you know how I do. I could talk for 6 hours. I'll be right back. So I'm gonna be reviewing episode 1 to 3, but from here on out, I'm gonna be reviewing each episode as it comes. So let's do a quick run through. If you have not watched the show, please do. I'm gonna put the links to the full episodes in my description box, but let me kind of run it down. So we have some characters. Let's go through the main characters. Abiye, Kamal, Nimi, Tenny, and then there are a few side characters that are supposed to tie into the story, you know, make the story juicier. But the first 3 episodes are really centered around Abiye, Kamal, Nimi, and Tenny. Now let's see how they all connect. Abiye is the bride. The show starts with Abiye's bridal party. Or is it bridal party? What do they call that thing? The one the night before? Bachelorette party. Or some people call it hen night when they're feeling funky. And she's celebrating with her friends. Tenny, her cousin, goes downstairs to basically they're playing a game, and she needed a particular prop. One of the props I don't want to use the word so my video doesn't get flagged. And that's how we get connected into this other couple. So anyway, long story short, they're making a lot of noise, and some guy bangs on their door because they're at a hotel. The guy is Kamal. Kamal is Abiye's ex, technically, although he ghosted her. So they never really broke up. He just went MIA when he relocated to another country. So Abiye, moving on, like, you know what, I can't stay down, falls in love with Nimi. Nimi is the cookie cutter guy, you know, he's what every African parent likes. He's prayerful in the church, proper, respectful. He's the gentleman. But if you've seen anything in life, you know those types. They have another side, which we'll talk about that in later episodes, because I have a strong feeling about what I think is gonna go down. But Kamal and Abiye step outside and they start talking, and that's of course when we discover that Kamal left Abiye on red to live his life. He actually got into a relationship, and the only reason he broke up with that woman was because he mistakenly called the woman Abiye. So I mean, you can kind of already get the idea of where things are going. Anyway, they, how do I say this? They celebrate Abiye's marriage, her and Kamal, all through the night. And she wakes up in the morning next to her celebration partner. She gets to the altar and she realizes that she cannot marry Nimi. She cannot marry Nimi because I guess she feels guilty, and then there's probably a part of her that a fire was rekindled between her and Kamal. All the while, her cousin Tenny is standing beside her, supporting her, you know, right or wrong. She's like, that's my girl. That's my girl. I'm gonna stick beside her. Well, As the episodes progress, Tenny, in her pursuit of getting the prop for the game, she lands a guy named Chidi into a lot of trouble. He was already on thin ice because he was consistently cheating on his girlfriend. And then Tenny comes in and says, yo, give me the condom that you keep in your wallet. It was too specific. And the girlfriend was like, okay, so this is one of your girls. Anyway, this part of the story I'm trying to see is kind of like dragging out. But even all the way to episode 3, Tenny is still trying to find a way to convince Chidi's girlfriend that, no, I don't know this guy. I just met him. I just assumed. I'm trying to understand what that's about. What's the point? I guess as a side story, I really don't know. But anyway, these were my first thoughts after watching the first 3 episodes. In terms of Kamal and Abie, I think like last year or so, I would be like, oh my gosh, like rekindled love. But really what it's giving is familiar spirits. It's really giving soul. I won't say familiar spirits. It's giving soul ties. You have this unrequited love, this love that like he basically made you have to fend for yourself after he left you. And then he shows up and all these feelings come rushing back, forgetting the fact that he ghosted you. Now, is it that Kamal's an enemy of progress in general? I hate to be dramatic, but is it that he's an enemy of progress? You ghost homegirl. Now that she's moved on with her life, you now want to cause more calamity. I'm not saying that it doesn't take 2 to tango, but Kamal. Hey. Anyway, he shows up at the end of episode 3 to come see her and console her. Then he starts his talk of, oh, let's dance. Oh, there's no music playing. Let's still dance. I said, hey, God. Abie, even if you didn't feel, let me put it like this. Even if she didn't feel that much of a connection with Mimi to spend the rest of her life with him, I'm not gonna, risk it for a person like Kamal. I'm not saying that she should marry someone that she doesn't feel that connection to, but I'm also not saying Kamal should be the reason. Now let's talk a little bit about Mimi. Mimi is one of those type of men that really irritate me. And people may be like, how does he irritate you? He's so sweet. He's so nice. He's so this. Again, people like that, they tend to have this dark side. He's into the church, all those church boys, you know how they get down. So I'm interested in seeing how his character develops. But in episode 3, he got carried away and tried to kiss Tenny. So I don't know what that's about. I'm curious to see how his role develops and how he develops in general, because I think there's something to him. And maybe Abie was looking for a way out but didn't know how to get out, and now that was her opportunity to get out. Now Tenny, for me, is the main character. She's really that girl. Like, she's the it girl in my humble opinion. She's, on paper and just in general, she just seems like really good vibes, and I like her directness. I like her boldness. I am kind of concerned that she's being pulled into the whole side piece. Let me not say side piece, but like second option. Because even the cheaty guy, he's now saying, even though he's trying to win his girlfriend back, he's now saying that, oh, I didn't feel Tenny small. Like, and then now Mimi, she comes to your house and you want to kiss her. So I don't want that to be her story throughout the series. I'm hoping that's not going to be her story throughout the series, because she deserves more. So let's see. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have to let me pull up the list of the other characters, because I kind of wanted to touch on their thing a little bit, because it's weird. It is really weird. Okay, so I got their names. Remy and Maka, or Maki. I don't remember. Something Mac. Remy and Amaka's relationship is kind of weird. And I mean, so there's an age difference, but from my understanding, it's 9 years. And generally that's the norm for most African cultures, like a woman being significantly younger than a man. Some families even encourage it. So I don't know what his argument is. Remy's point is he doesn't want people to know about him and Amaka because of the age difference and how young she is. I was talking to a friend of mine and she brought in this angle that I didn't consider, that maybe he's ashamed of her because she's kind of immature and may not have everything together. And you know, the world we live in, men do everything for each other. I mean, men do things for men. So obviously he cares about what his friends think, down to what kind of woman he chooses to be with. So I really sense that there's something more to that. I'm kind of annoyed by Amaka. I see the childishness thing. I see where they're trying to go with it. But again, my concerns or my thoughts right away are, I hope that the characters will be like developed, that one character won't just fall to the wayside, because sometimes when you have multiple stories going on in one story, somebody's character or somebody's story falls to the wayside. So I hope Danny will be able to, the writers and mostly the writers will be able to keep it going. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So my predictions, I think there's more to Nimi. I think there's more we need to find out about him, because he's just a little too cookie cutter. He's a little too perfect. I think that Remy and Amaka's relationship is deeper than just that she's younger than him. He probably got someone else. I really don't know, but it's something about it. Abie, babe, just leave Kamal. Kamal is not that guy. He doesn't have good things following him. And I wouldn't end something with Nimi for Kamal. That's what I'm saying. If she's ending something with a person like Nimi, understood. He's kind of weird. There's something off about him, but not for another guy. And Tenny, they need to put more respect on her. So I want to see how that develops. They are dragging on the Chidi and his girlfriend storyline too much. It's really irritating. Yes, after the second episode or whatever the case may be, when she tried to discuss that CEO, my sister, I don't know this guy. I just met him. Why are we still talking about episode 3? Let it go, babe. Let it go. There are other stuff we can see and discuss. Like, for example, now we found out that Amaka is kind of all over the place. Let's not say all over the place. She's a free spirit. Like, we're able to delve more into those side characters. Let's put that at the side. That's what I would say. So those are my thoughts on episode 1 to 3 of Love Like This. Subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so you can come back next week, Sunday, and see what I have to say about episode 4. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna do my makeup, and I'm gonna review it. Thank you for joining me on episode 1 of In Review. I will see you next week. Bye.